Welcome to episode 3 of Beyond the Future. I'm Kelly. Today I'm here with Stuart. We're going to have a chat about our questions we've had submitted in by our members and followers, carrying on from episode 2. So sit back and I hope you enjoyed this chat. So we're going to talk about our forecasts and if they are AI or AI powered or manually crafted. And I think everyone knows they are hand drawn. And we can have a little bit of chat about how we do our forecasts.
That's right. So we have access to data sets which aren't computer simulated. They're just physical data sets of mathematical points and other types of data, raw data, which are hand calculated and with a set of pre-developed rules, we can piece those data pieces together to build a timeline of events. Essentially as simple as that, although it's not quite as simple as that. So we're not just using a computer model that's been invented by someone else, that's been crafted by physicists over, 200 years of scientific background and invention. We are using our own set of rules that we are physically testing and inventing as we go and refining week after week, month after month. And those hand-drawn forecasts that you do see, which are unique to our service, which are our service, can take at times, up to a week to generate. I've got it down generally to 1 day, sometimes 2 days, depending on the details within those forecasts, but 100% hand done. We do use computer models to, add a level of confidence to the hand-drawn forecasts. However, the hand-drawn forecasts are generally more reliable than the computer models.
So how long does it take for you to do one of your hand-drawn forecasts for your long-term range?
Yeah, so like I just said, a good one that flows can take me a day, depending on detail, generally 1 to 2 days. And now the more detailed I'm becoming with them, the longer they're taking. Some have taken up to a week, and that's full time. So all day, every day, day after day to complete what you might read in five minutes or under 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear about the work that goes in behind the scenes with the forecasting. And I guess that's what makes a forecasting model so unique that we use here. Okay, let's talk about the forecasting app. So we are quite excited about that here. And I know it'll be an exciting moment for our followers. We were working on it today, talking about concepts for the app, which we won't go into right yet.
No, not just yet.
But Stu, do you want to have a chat about the app and where it's at the moment?
Yeah, so it's in pre-development. We're working out the timeline of how we will, the functionality of physically building it from scratch. So it's all but in process. We're building that data set to put it together, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that we will use some of our members for beta testing for this app once it's
correct.
released.
So that's definitely something we'll be doing. So we'll be, whether all of our subscribers are given access to the app as part of their subscription, or we cherry pick a small selection to use a for and against case study.
Yeah.
Either way, there'll be an exclusive offer to our subscribers, or our members, to test the product alongside the service they already receive as an extended forecasting tool.
Yeah, so that'll be a great addition to our members who are currently accessing our services. But how have I guess we can talk about how our farmers, producers, other followers have already benefited from our forecasts.
Well, the most recent case is the southern rainfall period that we've just experienced and we're still experiencing. A lot of those areas are all but drought declared. I think they don't quite officially tick all the official boxes to be a drought declared region. However, some of those regions haven't seen rain in about 12 months, and over the recent months, we specifically said that the rainfall models will start to do a certain trend. However, the rain would not fall until a certain date.
And we were actually in South Australia on the
last
rain period for June.
We flew down to film the rain just to prove the point that it did rain when we said it would, and to capture it on our own data set for our own research for future use. But that would be the most recent one there, and that rain's still ongoing. A lot of those subsoil moisture desoils are now becoming back up to average, especially in the west, and that's slowly creeping across the southern areas. So even that drought forecast we've been talking about for a long time is following the textbook outlook as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this is how our forecasts are helping all of our farmers, producers, builders, anyone who's accessing our service for their work, particularly, or their livelihood. It's helping them with their decision making for planting, harvesting, moving livestock, even events people are holding. We've received a lot of good feedback from the forecasts.
So, one thing that sets us apart too is we're not just predicting rain. We're telling you when it's not going to rain. So if you're reliant on weather, knowing it's not going to rain is at times more important than knowing it's going to rain. So back to the South Australia rain period, where there's been no rain for so long, and there's been so many forecasts saying it's going to rain. Our forecast stuck by the fact that we said it's not going to until this date. So a lot of our members use that information, and from the feedback we've received, while they're in a deficit financially, they're in a better position because they didn't outlay more funds for something that wasn't going to eventuate.
That's right.
So essentially, not spending money and not investing in themselves, they actually save money. It was almost like the reverse outcome.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess in regard to social media as well, we can kind of touch on, we kind of need to address it, I think.
Yeah.
We are seeing a lot of our forecasts getting
rehashed
by other providers on social media.
Yep.
So talk about that.
Yeah, so my work, I have invented it myself, so I know the specifics of what I'm talking about do not appear unless someone is copying them, because they don't exist. They're not in computer models. They're not anywhere. And this includes our stock market updates as well. We have had, and we do have, weather groups who subscribe to us. We have had a few that we've actually cancelled their subscription because we found that they were physically rehashing our work, and we're confident that those people are still rehashing our work. Particularly, we know because of the link between weather and markets and the specific content within those forecasts and the key wording that I choose to use to find those rehashes. So there are cues there that I put out and that I do see. So, it's not on. I've spent, nearly a decade developing this manually by hand, full time, and then to see people blatantly rip it off and resell it and promote it as their own work, it just shows how fake people are. And it's a real low blow, very unprofessional, and unfortunately a lot of people are being misled by that information. Yeah, there's a few there. We're aware of who most of them are.
We love the aliases.
But we wish to remain professional in that we won't call them out publicly, and this is more of a suggestion to change tactics.
Moving on in regard to our business and our success, what are our goals for the next 12 months?
Well, the next 12 months, a lot of it's pretty straightforward. So we will just keep refining our product. I enjoy errors because as soon as they happen, I actually do get why I was wrong. So it gives me the opportunity to be better at what I do. And on the side of that, our goal is to obviously build this app, which will be a world first. and give it to our exclusive community that we are building. We have quite a large community, not just within social media, but within our exclusive membership service. So our goal is to build a community of awareness where there's knowledge of what's to come from multiple aspects of life. And, we don't just do the weather or the markets. There's a lot of aspects to this depth of study that we are working on that will expand well beyond where we are and where a lot of people probably can't even imagine. So yeah, there's it's probably a deeper conversation for a separate podcast, to be honest. That complete conversation.
There are plenty more podcasts coming.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. So I guess we've kind of touched on one of our challenges, and that is people rehashing our work.
Yeah, theft.
Yes. So what other challenges can we talk about that we're currently facing?
Well, the realistic challenge is what we're doing hasn't been done before by anyone. There are parts that have been done in different with different focus or different lines of study. The weather's one thing, but the connections between weather and human psychology and all those other types of deeper subjects, a lot of those connections, there's a lot of theories out there. However, we are physically building the bridges between those. Essentially, we're linking the metaphysical to the physical long term. And again, that's another conversation for another podcast. But yeah, the biggest challenge is physically understanding the mechanics of what's going on. People assume that the planets make it rain. Hate to break it to you, they don't. While I might mention them or mention the sun, again, the sun doesn't make it rain. And we've discussed this before. The challenge behind that is the quantum problem of what's happening on that quantum scale on such a minute micro perspective, and trying to understand the mechanics of things that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't feel, you can't measure. Well, you can measure to a sense based on some physical constants and whatnot, but it's really hard to invent something that's so complicated with, we don't have a budget, we don't have a university, we don't have a team of physicists, astrophysicists, chemists and whatnot. It's me, and I'm limited to what I can physically do in the hours of a day between all my other commitments.
That's right. So
yeah,
I think
I'm quite busy.
I think most of our followers know there is only two of us here in this whole show, and we try to do the best we can with the limited resources we have. And
I think that's why our product is at the level it is, though, is because it's just one person or two people with intent and passion to discover and create, rather than I'm not putting anything on the bomb, but you have a team of experts working on their own problem and their own scope of works, their meteorology and whatnot. So there is a difference there with what we're doing and the challenges around that, and they, again, back to them, they have not an unlimited budget, but if they need something, they get it.
Yeah,
where we have to come up with the funds, we have to make our own programs, we have to stay up all night to solve a problem, and it's
exactly. We have to put our 5 kids to bed so we can record a podcast.
The 5 that still live at home.
The 5 that still live at home so we can record this podcast at 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
In our lounge room.
I
tell you what, it's going to be exciting once we actually get a studio. I can tell you what, it's going to be real exciting.
Investors, listen up.
So, all right. How can you access our forecast? Well, become a member at our website. If you are a farmer, producer, builder, give us an email, send an email, ask for a discount code. We will give you a discounted annual membership. I think it is literally 90 cents a day or something.
Yeah.
So lots of people are making multi-million-dollar decisions based on our information. So 90 cents a day is pretty good.
And on that too, we have a lot of farmers in areas that I know for a fact are unfavourable at the moment. And we do extend one-off discounts to people who own dire straits, providing it's legitimate. And we do know who's legitimate and who's not. So don't be afraid to work with us. We're here to help you. And so that's an open conversation to those who need that conversation.
Yeah.
And there's no harm in asking that question.
Lots of our members know they contact flick us an email, just to touch base all the time.
Yep.
We love that. And you're getting a reply from one of us, just two of us here. So one of us is actually writing back to you. And we love touching base and knowing what's going on in your area. So we also have opened up strategy calls for our members or people who aren't even members. If you'd like to book a strategy call with Stuart, that's available on our website. And we also have opened up to book Stuart to attend any events that you might be holding in your local area. So
if you have, a local farmers meet or, a national convention or something's on and you're looking for that X factor from the generic systems of weather and farming and, all those associated areas, and you're looking for a long-range perspective with a track record, we've opened up that opportunity to groups who may be interested in that service.
Do you have anything else you'd like to chat about, Stuart?
I do. I felt, seeing as this is a new podcast and as a bit of a thank you for listening, we invite members or non-members or even current members. We're going to do 50% off sale purely associated with this podcast series. So after each podcast, we will generate a new code. For access to that code for that discount offer though, all you need to do is send us a message via Facebook or email the website info@ausindustriesforecasting.com and just refer to the podcast sale and we'll send you your one or email the website info@ausindustriesforecasting.com and just refer to the podcast sale and we'll send you your one-off. And that'll be on the gold package, which is weather and markets for 12 months, or just the weather if the weather's your thing. So huge discount, huge value. So the annual weather goes down to about 45, 50 cents a day. The cheapest on earth for what it is, because it's a one of a kind product, and it supports our business. So without your support, we don't have a business.
That's right. So we are always open for all of our members to contact us and let us know what they'd love us to chat about. I know we've had some suggestions to talk about fishing, talk about the reef. We've had lots of different ideas. So there's lots of things we are going to chat about in the future, beyond the future. We've also had some questions about our art for our podcast and that piece of art, which you can actually see behind me. It's blurred out, but you can see
there's more as well.
You can see that on the opening of our podcast, and that custom piece was created by Brisbane emerging artist Savannah Lee, especially for us. So we're honoured to have that on our wall here at home, and also as the main focal point for our podcast Beyond the Future. So definitely an amazing artist there. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for watching, and we have plenty more coming for you in the future. No pun intended.
Cheers.